Hello, thank you for joining us today. I hope you're doing well. I would like to apologize for not posting or updating in so long because I've been going through some personal stuff. I got affected with COVID and then a family member passed away. But now I am back and I'm here to talk about The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Now let's just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful cover by Kelly Barnhill. And for those of you who don't know, this book is basically about a town that has to sacrifice a newborn from their citizens every year to a witch that lives in the woods, thinking that she is going to eat them. But contrary to popular belief, the witch isn't like that at all. She's actually a very nice, very caring sweetheart who just wants to take care of the babies because she doesn't know why there's a baby every year in the woods. So what she does is that she goes prepared with goat milk and all the other baby carrying necessities, and she brings them home and feeds them starlight and gives them away to the people in the free city who will willingly adopt these adorable little babies, until this one time she feeds a very special baby moonlight. And as we all know, moonlight is magic. So the baby, who was later named Luna, becomes magical, and the witch, who has already fallen so deeply in love with her, decides that she's going to adopt the baby as her own. And thus we follow the story of Luna and how she comes to terms with her powers and how she affects the people around her with love and magic. And this book is just so gorgeous. I read it in 3 days. It's 400 pages long, and I read it in 3 days. And as you can tell, it did kind of pick up near the end. I was so emotional, but it was a great read. There's so much love, and all sorts of love: romantic love, love between friends, love between parents, love between found families. There's a swamp monster named Glurk. There's a tiny dragon named Firion. There's a brave little boy named Antane. There's a wonderful woman named Ithene. And it's about their stories and how it all kind of ties in together. And it was so, so beautiful. I cannot recommend this book enough. The Girl Who Drank the Moon. And I would like to read out the first annotation I made of this book to you. And it goes like this. But Luna's favorite books were the ones about astronomy, the moon especially. She loved the moon so much, she wanted to wrap her arms around it and sing to it. Tell me you don't love that. Gosh, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, everybody. Give it a read. The next book I read, however, was not very good, and it is none other than Homebody by Rupi Kaur. And here's the thing, right? I like Rupi Kaur's poetry. I don't mind the fact that she doesn't use that much punctuation or capitalization, because I think it sets a unique tone and voice for her. You know, we have a very distinct narrator, and when you see a poem, you usually know it's her, right? I like that distinction. But oh my gosh, this just did not deliver. So I have Milk and Honey. I bought it, I read it, and I really liked it. And I liked the fact that it had a theme of relationships. You know, romantic relationships, healthy relationships, abusive relationships. And I like how she talked about what she went through, what she learned from it. And I also love the one or two unique poems about friendship, about family, and about herself, right? Similarly, The Sun and Her Flowers was also really good, but not as good because, I don't know, some poems about certain things just did not hit home, but I do appreciate the unique themes in here that allowed me to learn a lot of things that I wouldn't have learned otherwise, like her immigrant experience and how she pursues when she's faced by racism or sexual assault. By the way, content warnings for all the books will be given in the description. If any of you have anything to add that I haven't added, please let me know. But yeah. So, these two books are very thematically strong. I like that. It has a good narration, good perspective, good time. This book, however, was all over the place. So I actually didn't want to buy this book after I finished The Sun and Her Flowers, and I realized that her poetry quality had deteriorated. And then I saw it at my friend's house, and I was going through it, and I found this poem right here, which I'm going to read to you. And it says, "Sometimes I love you means I want to love you. Sometimes I love you means I'll stay a little while longer. Sometimes I love you means I'm not sure how to leave. Sometimes I love you means I have nowhere else to go." Now that is beautiful, right? I don't know if you find it beautiful. I find it stunning, and it's the ugly truth for so many people who get comfortable in a certain relationship and they don't want to leave after they realize their feelings have changed because they're afraid of change. They're afraid of losing familiarity and just moving on. They're afraid of pain, so they would rather just be selfish and inflict that pain on their partner and the people around them. So I read that and I was like, "Bro, can I borrow this book from you?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure, I don't mind." And I got it. And the rest of them just did not deliver. Another thing that I had a problem with was that the progression of the narration. So basically, you know, it's like a cliche that Rupi Kaur will talk about herself and how she views herself, sometimes in a very godlike manner and sometimes in a very, self-deprecating, self-loathing way. So it really caught me off guard when she would switch between these narratives. She would hate herself and then she would love herself. And I appreciate the fact that, she has a contrast, she has a dilemma, she has juxtaposition. But like, the constant switching and turning really just messed up the whole story. I would have preferred if she either went from good to bad or bad to good or anything else other than what she decided to do in this book. And holy cow, speaking of juxtaposition, you have poems like the one I just read you, and then you have poems like this. All in all, I was kind of very disappointed, and I went to Goodreads to check, and this is an example of how Goodreads is not always a good place to get your reviews from, because it had a 4-star review, and it was actually a decimal. It does not deserve a decimal, let alone 4 stars. And I was shocked, like, oh my gosh, people like this? And then I read the reviews, and there were all people saying the same thing I did. Like, yes, they liked her poetry, but this did not hit home. There was something wrong here. She did not go into detail. She did not stick with any concept. She just copied her own formula, and Homebody felt like a parody of her previous 2 collections. And I really wish it didn't have to be this way. I wanted to like this book. So, yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you take care, stay safe, and until the next time we meet, bye bye.